Hello everyone, welcome back to the 30 days of food photography breakdowns. In this series, I am helping you to break down and understand how a food photo is shot. So what I do simply is to take pictures from Pinterest and Instagram and use my knowledge for food photography. Since the past 6 years I've been doing this food photography thing and I've been coaching for the past 1 year. So I'm going to be sharing my knowledge about food photography and deconstruct any food photos that we see in this series, and to help you understand ki, okay, this is something that is not that too difficult, right? So let's just quickly dive in. By the way, my name is Prathamesh and I'm a food photography coach. As I said, I have been doing this for 1 year. For coaching, like I've helped 1500 plus students to take better food photos as well as videos, right? So let's quickly dive right in. Perfect. So we have this dark and moody food photo in front of us, and the first thing that you can see over here is the red color of the strawberries popping out like anything in this picture, right? So in dark and moody pictures, what you essentially do is have very dark tones, be it your props, your backdrops, your some food ingredients as well, and have something moody, right? So generally it's not something of a color. Moody is just the highlights or the brightest portion of those black colored things as well, right? So whenever, if you see here, the light is hitting my face on the right hand side, right? And you would be able to see some bright spots on my face on the right hand side because the light is falling onto my face. Over here, if you can see, apart from the bright red colored strawberries, there are some bright spots. Even if you just do a close up on this chocolate, this portion, let me change the color of it. Yes, just a second. Yeah. So if you see the portion of this chocolate, right? So it's reflecting the light that is falling from the left hand side. Of course, the bright red color strawberries are taking so much attention because that's their job. Bright red colors take at a lot of attention, especially when it's contrasted against a muted dark color. Like here we have everything black and dark brown, right? So it's a very lovely desert that this person has shot with. Let's try to deconstruct what kind of lighting and what kind of light qualities does this light have, right? So let's quickly dive right in. Right, so if I just zoom in, the greatest advice that I can give you in order to help you understand how do you deconstruct the lighting is to isolate any food subject or prop or anything and just draw a circle around it, right? So for like demonstration purposes, I'm drawing a circle. You don't have to do it necessarily, but just select any particular thing, right? Right now I'm taking this strawberry, so I am having this strawberry and I can see a nice outline of the strawberry for this shadow, right? So but this shadow does not have a sharp outline, right? So there are two kinds of light. If you have like sunlight or small artificial lights, they would always create sharp outline of the subject that you place, right? Let's imagine I have sun over here and I have my finger over here and maybe like my hand over here, right? So sunlight, my hand, my finger, my hand as the backdrop. So this sunlight would cast proper outline of my finger onto my backdrop, but it won't be the same case with, let's say, this soft box, soft light, diffuse light, right? What this is doing right now, if you can see, you won't be even able to see the shadows outline because the soft light has created a nice soft diffused shadow, right? So in this example also, there is a soft diffused shadow of that strawberry. So that's a dead giveaway of it being a soft light. Another giveaway of it being a soft light is to observe the highlights, right? So how do you observe the highlights? Either you look at the curved portions, you just look at the curved portions where there are a lot of shiny spots. So if you can see in this picture, we have this spoon, right? We have this spoon, and if you can notice, there is a bright spot inside the curve of that spoon, right? So it's reflecting the softbox material, the shape of that in this spoon, right? So if you can zoom in over here, it is revealing the shape of that softbox that there is, right? And what do you mean by softbox? I'll just use my phone as a reflector just to show you. This is a softbox that I'm using, right? So if you can see in the phone, I'm using it as a mirror just to show you what is the softbox, right? To tell you just to give you an example, if I can search it on Amazon also, what I recommend to all of my students is to just get a DCL Digitech DCL 150 video light. It would cost you around 5.6 7,000 in that range. You can get this and you can pair it with any Bowens mount or Speedlight Octa softbox, right? So what I recommend to my students is this Godox UB 80 centimeter softbox, right? What this is what I suggest to my students, but you can get the Bowens mount version of it, right? Bowens mount version is a little expensive because it is connected from the other end. The Speedlight version is a little budget friendly. It would cost you just around 1000 to 1500, and there's a limitation in that you cannot bend it that much, but trust me, you don't even need it right now. This in front of me, I have the Speedlight version, but I have another Bowens mount version also, right? So don't worry about it. Just get the basic 1000 1500 rupee version of it, and after some months, after some weeks, after some years, you will naturally get addicted to buying lights, like all of the photographers do, right? So I have like bunch of lights that I have with in my home studio as well. So don't worry, just get the basic and start shooting amazing food photos, right? So you don't even need to bother about the highly technical details, right? Coming back to the topic of breaking down this food photo, after breaking down the lighting scenario, which is coming from the left hand side, it's a soft light, it's a soft diffuse light, and it might be an Octa softbox with a video light or a strobe light, because this is an artificial light, so it's not something, it's not sunlight, right? So that we can know for sure, right? So artificial light, soft light, and coming from the left hand side. And here I don't think so there is a reflector kept on the other side, just to improve the shadows and improve the contrast of it, right? So that's how you get, yeah, maybe like they might have used a negative fill also. So reflector is just like white color reflector is just a white color chart paper pasted on any surface. What is negative fill is basically a black color chart paper pasted on the inside of a cardboard file, like how I tell my students. So by using negative fill, you can actually increase the contrast of the shadows by darkening the shadows, right? So it's not darkening it, it's just not allowing the reflection to pass through. That's the whole logic of darkening by using a negative fill. Okay, so perfect. After breaking down the lighting aspect of it, let's quickly jump in and understand the visual aesthetics of it. Visual aesthetics is a term that I coined, that is just like an umbrella term having all of the things like lighting, not the lighting is a separate thing, the angle, props, backdrops, color combination, placement, visual hierarchy, every single thing. Basically, if you try to simplify it, visual aesthetics is the look and feel of a food photo. Everything apart from lighting comes under visual aesthetics. That's how I teach my students as well, right? Perfect. So after breaking down the lighting, when you look at the visual aesthetics, at the start of the video I said one thing, that the red color pops out like anything, and there's a color psychology behind it. If you just search for red color psychology, color psychology plays a huge role in food photography. Especially in this picture, red colored fruits and red colored things grab your attention like anything, especially if they are bright and saturated colors, and especially on top of it, bright saturated red color would take away the most attention, because red is a dangerous color, right? So it grabs our attention like anything. Why do you think red is used in street lights? For stopping you, right? There's some sort of danger, some sort of energy behind it, right? So red color would take away the attention at the first place. And after that, if you look at the napkin as well in this picture, it's adding a nice story. It's adding a nice, the way that napkin has been folded over here, it is adding a nice story over here, right? So it's forming like a nice flow like this, right? So it's going like this and something like this, right? So it's adding a nice flow, nice shape to this food photo, and it's just a nice touch, right? Apart from it, from a composition perspective, how your eyes are flowing is somewhere like this, right? So in technical food photography composition terms, this is called as the S curve composition. So your eyes are flowing in a nice S curve, and this food photographer, food stylist, baker, whoever who shot this has used this principle deliberately by placing the chocolate pieces, by placing the Cadbury, sorry, not the Cadbury, the strawberry pieces, the chocolate pieces. Let me change the color. Yes, so the chocolate pieces, the strawberry pieces, and this spoon, and the way that this napkin has been folded, right? So all of it just goes to show me that you actually don't need fancy stuff for food photography. Whatever you have is enough. You just need creativity, you just need to understand the color psychology, the composition principles, how the lighting has been used, and the whole vibe that you're getting from this picture, right? So it's a dark and moody with a touch of red color, right? So anyway, you if you are interested to learn more on how you can do it for yourself as well, and don't even need to buy a DSLR for that. I teach the same thing in my 7-day food photography challenge, which you just have to use your mobile phone. Doesn't even matter if it's an iPhone or an Android. I shot some of the photos in the challenge with an Android phone. They turned out to be pretty good than the iPhone itself, right? So 7-day food photography challenge, the first link is in the description, and you can check out the challenge, and you can check out my Instagram as well. I post a lot of videos, there's a lot of interesting content over there. And please make sure that you are here for the rest of the food photography breakdowns. Check out the previous videos as well. You will be getting a ton of value from it, right? So do check out, do subscribe to the channel, and do share this video with people who are interested along with you, who want to learn food photography. And comment down below if you have some suggestions from me, right? So if you want me to review your food photos, I would be happy to do that as well. Perfect. So this was day 13, and I'll see you tomorrow for the day 14 of 30 days of food photography breakdowns. Goodbye.